Hello and welcome to B&D. Please like, comment, share, subscribe and hit the little bell for your notifications. Meow. Hello, I'm back in the kitchen. As you see, this is one of my pound dress that I bought. So I hope you like it. So I think I need my penny. I'm going to be cooking. So let's get it. It's still a little cold, that's why I have my jumper on. I don't know what's happened to the weather. It got lovely for one day, and then all of a sudden it was back to being like this again. So, what are we going to do today, I hear you ask? Do I hear you asking? I think I do, I'm not sure. Well, when I was out, I came across these. And yes, they're a little expensive, but my first week's budget I spent on in one day and bought all of the meats and the veg, which I still have like loads of left. And we're now into the second week and I haven't spent any of my weekly budget, and we're now up to Thursday. So I can buy a little bit more luxury and do a little bit something different. So I have these king prawns, 150 grams, not as many as what's in the freezer bags, but the freezer bags are closer to £3. So we have them. So what are we going to do? I have this. This is a Noodle, which comes in a circle. You get them in a pack of 6 and they're about £1. So I need to get that into some water, into here. And we want to make sure that we cover this when it's in there. So it's covered. We put on the lid, which can sometimes be a little fiddly, because it doesn't like always clicking down properly. You understand? I've opened the air flap on the top of it. And then we just cook that until it's cooked. We have to heat up the water first, so that's going to take a couple of minutes probably. So what do we have? We have 2 large scallions, which I got at reduced price. They were, I think, 29p for my whole lot. So I have a little bit of cucumber. I need to use this bit because it was going a little bit soft. I have a handful of tomatoes. There's 7 of them. I have a handful of tiny mushrooms. I have 3 eggs, which I'm going to use all 3. Because we're going to make a sort of an egg foo young type thing with eggs and the prawns, and we're going to do it in the wok. So we do have our liquids, which are over here, which I will show you later. But first, I have already washed the mushrooms, and all I'm going to do is just half them so they stay quite large. So do you want to come closer? Come closer. So, as you see, we're just going to cut them in half. We're not expecting them to go completely. So That's quite a lot of mushrooms, but I want it to be filling because all I have had is a sandwich today. So all I'm going to do is just cut the tomatoes in half as well. All this is going to do is add some colour. And some different texture. And don't forget the tomatoes will wilt down with the heat. So this, let's just make sure that, because this bit was sort of going a little bit, so I'll just take the skin off. That looks all right. That doesn't go in until last, because if you take it, it is quite soft and has a high water content. So let's remove that bit off, cut that bit off, and that bit off because it's a little bit wilted. The rest of it looks fine. So now I'm going to just cut them so they come more like that. Do the same with this one. You see, I can't use the wok until the noodles are done. They can stay with the lid on in the thing until I add them. So that's once again quite a large amount. We have 1 cup rinsed out. Let's make sure we get everything out. We want to use the egg so it goes like scrambled egg, but it's going to coat the fish as we have for the prawns. So yes, we are using a lot of eggs, but some people, when they make this dish, use 5 or 6. I'm only using 3 and using up because I've had these eggs for quite a while. So we have the eggs in there. Just get a fork. I am not going to put any seasoning in because I'm just going to leave that for the sauce that I have. So that's the egg bit. Let's open these prawns. As I say, they are actually already cooked. So you see, there is quite a lot. I am just giving them a quick rinse. Just in case there's anything on them, like dust. Let's see if this needs any more. Be careful when opening this because it will, I don't know if you can see the steam coming off. And the seal doesn't stay on. This is a very cheap thing. So we want to break it apart. Just use the fork. These are very fine. You can get thicker, but this is actually the cheapest. I really want them to break up a lot. This can take a while, but you see they are. I'd just like them to all separate a bit more. There's still some. And by the way, these are all very hot. So since I've left most of the heat out, I'm going to put them in and bring them back up to temperature again. So the cucumber will go in last because it doesn't really need cooking. We want to get the mushrooms in, and we don't need to get these in soon because they don't normally. I want these to be cooked through so it's hot. We want the egg to cook, and we want the noodles. So I have my bowl now. This is one sweet and sour from McDonald's. This is going to add some sweetness. So I'm just going to put in this so I can see how much liquid I am making. So one of those do nicely. This is the light soya sauce. You always, from what I've seen in things, this would be a tablespoon, but you want more of this than you do the dark. So that's the salty bit there. That's the dark one. I'm not going to use as much dark. So not as much. It seems to be more that the recipes go for 2 light to 1 dark. Now we're going to spice it up a little bit. So I have some sweet chili and garlic, which I bought. I think I'll give this a good shake because I haven't used this for a while. Right, just so we know it's mixed. And I'm going to put a whole one in. This is absolutely no recipe. I am making this up right now as I go along, thinking that that should be fine. So I want to add some water to it now and mix it. So I'm going to put 3 tablespoons in. Full ones. 1, 2, 3. So we'll move the bottles out the way. Now just give that a good stir. Until it's all nicely mixed. There's no need to put any more salt in because the soya sauce has salt in it. And I think that's That's probably going to work. Well, we hope it will, because I'm eating it. So this is going to be the liquid. This is just going to coat the noodles as well and give a little extra flavour into them. So with that, we have the noodles cooked.